So one question I get asked a lot is there a limit on secondary dwelling sizes? My name is Colin Frager from Council Approval Group. So if you're thinking about the size of your secondary dwelling, there's important considerations here because an extra 10 square meters can literally mean an extra bedroom. If you go for a smaller secondary dwelling size, then you may limit the potential of that property. And I just wanted to show you here a few examples of what we can do. So the answer before I show those examples is, yes, there is generally a rule of thumb, depending on the jurisdiction, of 60 square meters for a secondary dwelling size. However, I say that with a strong however, and a lot of people don't know that. This is that you can actually go more than 60 square meters depending on the local government area that you're in. And the way that they do that, I'll show you here on a diagram. So the way that they do it is that in certain jurisdictions, what they do is they work out, okay, so say we've got here a principal dwelling, and they've worked out, okay, that is a 200 square meter house, and they take it as a percentage. So sometimes if you get us to look at this, and please make sure you book in for your consultation so we can talk further, they look at the existing dwelling size, then they take it as a percentage, which may mean that you can get more than 60 square meters depending on what their local government area rules are. So I have seen secondary dwellings, 80 square meters, 90 square meters. So that is a pro tip that I'm sharing with you today. I also wanted to share with you a personal story, if I have your permission to be able to do that. So this is, I'm happy to say, is a little property that my wife and I did. This is a house which is on this side of see where the garage is? That's the house, that's the primary residence, the principal residence. And then if you go behind where I'm standing, that's the corridor which takes you out to the back. That's where the living areas are. Downstairs, it's got the bedrooms for the principal dwelling. However, here we go. Secondary dwelling is over on the left-hand side. And that is a 40 square meter granny flat. Now you might think, well, why would I want a 40 square meter granny flat? We actually were able to tuck this in under the roof form. We could have gone slightly larger. We could have gone for a 60 square meter granny flat, but we did our calculations. We worked out the end game. We worked out what would be the rental return of this. And we realized we could build something under the built roof form for about half the cost as if it was a standalone secondary dwelling. So what I'm saying is, if you want to really explore this in more depth, if you want to get some pro tips, some inspiration from thousands of projects, 25 years experience, please grab a copy of Your Ultimate Guide in Achieving Council Approval, available on our website, and I highly recommend that to you. We'll pop one in the post for you. But as well as that, if you do have a project, if you're really starting to formulate ideas and you have a project and you want somebody to be able to walk with you, to be able to equip you, and hopefully to be able to take it off you so that we can handle it and you can get back to doing what you love, we would love to be able to do that for you. A no obligation 30-minute consultation. What that involves is that you book in for a time on our website. We then call you at the scheduled time slot and we unpack some of the challenges that you're facing and really to create a clear roadmap for you going forward so you can move forward with clarity and confidence. My name is Colin Frager. Thanks for watching, and I wish you all the best with your secondary dwelling.